Okay. Okay, just I want to double check. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
I'm saying they're not going to sing speaker. The was there. Initially the plan was to make correct. Thanks, yeah.
Hare Krishna. Somebody called me. Somebody was calling me. Srinivas Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Yeah, yes, beta. Yeah. Yeah, it's my dad. Yeah. So I'm doing the technology stuff. Just give me a second, okay? That's getting repeated there? Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ నువ్వు తినేసి వచ్చేసి లేవదు కష్టం No, ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు playback 1 and 2 output playback 1 and 2 okay playback 1 and 2 output Hare Krishna. It's almost 8:05. So let's actually give like 8:10, 8:15 maybe, 10 minutes. Yeah? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
4 more minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we'll get started. I saw that you were reading book. Nice. You're not wasting time. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me very well? So those who are sitting there, it will be a little louder. It will be okay. It will be louder like that. And if you can't bear it, I request you all to kindly move away from it. If you can't bear it. Mohan Prabhuji, if you can't bear it, be elsewhere. The reason is otherwise I will tend to shout more, with the crowd. So that's why I'm requesting. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, there you go. We lost the connection. Technology is technology, Huge distraction.
Okay, there is a restroom here, so the way to that is just walk behind this couches. So it looks like that is crowded.
Hare Krishna.
So let's actually take a minute to gather ourselves, right? And create that ambience that's favorable for all of our spiritual, growth. Please kindly excuse my audacity request. Can I request some water? Yeah, I should have gotten it. I'm sorry. Once again, thank you all. Let's actually thank Samir Prabhuji and Shrija Mataji for opening the doors for all of us to come like this on a Friday evening. Haribo! 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 Thank you, Nana. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So, let's take a deep breath and gather ourselves, right? So that we are all together. It's called Sankirtan. Sankirtan means Samyak Iti Kirtan, which means the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord. So it is not a one-man show. It is first of all, it's not a show at all. It is an expression of love, and it is an expression of love and gratitude to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. That Supreme Lord is known by different names. Names like, Rama, supremely all blissful, Krishna, the supremely attractive, Allah, the supreme controller, like that. Even the word God itself is very, very powerful nomenclature. So with that, we are all together in this. It's not one person's thing. So when we collectively pray together, that is called Samyak Iti Kirtan, Samkirtan. And the most intelligent people actually adopt, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, the most highly advanced, intelligent people take up to this process of Sankirtan Yajna. So if you are in this place today, we have wonderful guests from California, Anil Prabhuji, right? Anil Prabhuji. We have so many, we have another Anil Prabhuji joining us. So let's actually welcome them with a loving expression of Haribol, okay? 3 times. Haribol! 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 So thank you, Anil Prabhuji and the family. Do you have the family here? In California, okay. And Anil Prabhuji's family is here. Anil Prabhuji, oh, you're yourself, okay. Today is a solo appearance. So next time he will have the full appearance with his full opulences. Thank you, Prabhuji, Anil Prabhuji, for joining. So I would like to seek actually Samir Prabhuji, being the owner of this home, his permissions, his blessings, and Srija Mataji's permission to start the program. And we have my parents here. We have my parents here, so I would like to seek your blessings. And I would like to seek the blessings of all the advanced Vaishnavas who are here. So please kindly bless me so that I can be part of sharing the spiritual knowledge that I have myself learned from the Acharyas. So let's all come together like this, okay? So let's do a pranayam. 3 times we're going to take a deep breath and then exhale, so that we are present here, not anywhere else. Yeah? Okay. Go ahead. So for the kids, it seems to be like a comedy show. Huh? So that is the reason why this empty yoga does not help. You have to add love for Krishna. So let's actually do Om. Okay? So we're going to do a deep Om. Inhale, and then when you're exhaling, please chant the transcendental sound vibration of Om, Omkara. Okay? Yeah. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। एवरीवन टुगेदर, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। प्यार से गाइए, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. प्यार से गाइए, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Kalachandi, Radha Kalachandi, Shri Radhe. Radha Kalachandi, Shri Radhe. Jayo Jagannatha, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Subhadra Maya. Jagannatha, Jayo Baladeva, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura, Hari Bol. Nittai Gaura, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. प्यार से गाइए, everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. The children can actually go there themselves. So Hare Krishna. Yeah. So today's topic is Hare Krishna. That's your kind heart, Prabhuji. That's your kind heart. So I'd like to seek the blessings of you. Really. So I'd like to seek the. Yes.
Without everyone, it would be nothing.
Correct.
Because of everyone's effort, it went up and up and up.
Yeah. So I'd like to seek the blessings of each and every one of you today. Yeah. So that we can start the topic today. The topic for today is finding your true north. Values and reversals. So our life is a journey, and in this journey, specifically, the human form of life is the greatest and rarest opportunity. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj says, Durlabha Manusha Janmam, which means that this life is the rarest opportunity. Because only in this life, in human form of life, we can leverage the intellectual faculties to inquire higher things, to inquire about the providence, to inquire about the absolute truth. And as a part of that, of course, while we do that, of course, we also have, since we are, if somebody is in a swimming pool, he cannot be helpful but be wet.
right? You cannot say that I'm in a swimming pool but I don't want to be wet, right? So similarly, in a material world, we have to have, what is that sound going on? Huge. I think we should request, that's too much of, jumping, Oh, okay. Yeah. So the idea is that we still have to lead our material life. But while we take care of our responsibilities, it's also important that we employ these intellectual faculties to inquire about the absolute truth. And amidst the chaos and the challenges that we go through, we need a guiding path, right? What is the finding your true north means what? Like it's like if you are in the middle of the ocean, typically, right? They would always want a direction. They want a reference point, because otherwise they'll get lost. So they always are pointing to the north, so the North Pole direction, right? So that way, then when you know what is north, then you know in the middle of the ocean where to go, which direction you need to go. So that guiding path is also equally needed for human form of life. If, for example, if you bring a brand new television to home, latest technology, right? But if you do not know how to operate it, what's the best and easiest and surest way to know the knowledge about the technology? Obviously, you have to read as they say, RTF, right? So, so you need to read the manual. That guiding path for us is the Veda Vangmaya for human form. And that comes, the cream of that Vedic literature comes in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And actually, to some extent, that direction is also given by some voices coming from inside. If you are really open, if you are really introspective in your life, there is always an inner voice that's always speaking to. Not 99% of the time, if you're not spiritually inclined, we don't even hear that voice. The only voice that we hear is, I want to enjoy at anybody's cost. That's the only voice we hear. But if we are introspective, then there is an inner voice that's always saying, go this way, do this, this is the right thing. Sometimes we know what is right and wrong, but yet we choose to do the other way around, right? But there is something that's always telling us. So that is actually, can be the expression of the mind and intelligence based on the conditioning of my life, based on the situations I am in the life, based on the experiences that I have gone through, or it can also be the direction given by the super soul himself, the Lord. The supreme absolute truth manifests in each and every one of us, in each and every living entity as localized Paramatma. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is addressed as Paramatma, Parandhama, like that. So, but how do we find the truth? How do we know? Right? Right? So we need a guiding path. And that guiding path is, like I said, is the Veda Vangmaya, Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we take the story of Pandavas, right? The Pancha Pandavas, the heroes of Srimad Bhagavatam as well as, Mahabharata too. They always stood for Dharma. Prabhuji always is a big fan of Pandavas, right? They always stood for Dharma. They did what mattered the most, the right thing. Yet, so many reversals in their lives. So many reversals. They had to go through the process of exile for 13 years. And the 14th year, they have to be in what you call incognito mode, right? Right? For 1 year, right? And if they don't get caught, if they get caught, then they have to repeat that cycle. Yeah. How many of you want to be like that? Completely banished by our close people, relatives, or by our country, or by any authority. We don't want to be in that situation. What kind of a reversal they have gone through? They, of course, had to go through the entire burden of going through the Kurukshetra war, Mahabharata war, right? A lot of dilemma, a lot of confusion for Arjuna. Whether should he, he was ready to go, but then he get completely bewildered at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, right? Completely confused. The insult that their wife has to go. Anybody would tolerate our most loved spouse being insulted in public like that? Anyone can tolerate that? Put myself in the shoes of Yudhishthir, in the shoes of Arjuna. How much difficult reversal. Huh? They lost Abhimanyu in Chakravyuha, right? Yudhishthir Maharaj is a personification of dharma. He cannot tell lies. But a situation was created where he had to compromise on that and tell Ashwathama hataha kunjaraha. Right? Ashwathama died, but that elephant named Ashwathama died. Right? Like that he had to say. In childhood, Duryodhan planned, he was always envious. His name was Suyodhana. But he turned, because of his activities, he became Duryodhana. Right? So, how much of Duryodhana was envious, tried so many ways to kill. He fed all the poisonous, food for Bhima. He threw him into the ocean, all kinds of things. In the Laksha Griha, which is made up of, wax, that home. He planned, but by the mercy and the planning of Vidura, their uncle, he was saved. So many reversals in their lives, in spite of standing for dharma. They only stood for dharma. Of course, they may have reacted in certain situations, but yet, at the end of the day, they were very, very dharmic. Did they ever complain? In spite of doing all these things, right things, yet I have to go through all this. There is no God. Krishna, you are just always smiling. Nothing you are doing, you are happily playing. Like that they said, we don't have faith. Bhima complains. But that's why I said, they react. Right? They may react. But at the end of the day, they are the greatest devotees of the Lord. Because they were interacting with Him, they have that freedom. Krishna does not interact with us, but He can interact. So, they never complained. Why only me? Why is this only happening? Right? So, when we come to Krishna consciousness, situations won't change. If there is anywhere, sometimes of course again it is there also in Shastra that if you take a Bhakti Yoga, you will get the ultimate relief. If you get the ultimate relief, but on the other hand, people are still going through all kinds of trials and tribulations. If that is the case, if there are no more problems for any devotee, means why Prahlad Maharaj is going through so many problems? What kind of punishments he was not put through. Prahlad Maharaj, he was put through so many punishments. He was thrown from the mountains. He was punished by these elephants stepping on him. Snakes, he was thrown into a room full of snakes. All kinds of, all kinds of punishments that he had to go through. Did he ever complain? Anywhere he said, Narayana, being a devotee, you are not even granting me green card. You are not even granting me, another job. So, did he complain like that? No. This is the purpose of, again I repeat, because I am enforcing on myself, this is the purpose of Satsanga. Why are we here cool-headedly sitting and then discussing these things? Because life will happen. Reversals will happen. It's not that we are asking for it. That is how the material world has been designed. It is on the bottle itself it is written Dukkha Alayam Ashashvatam. Once you open the bottle, that means Dukkha Alayam means it is the place of misery. Ashashvatam, it is a place of temporary. So hence, I will go through the trials. I will go through the tribulations. I will go through the reversals. But right now I am sitting here with cool head so that I am preparing my consciousness so that when that situation comes to me, I can stand. I can withstand that. That is the protection of Bhakti Yoga. Not that you'll be avoided. In fact, a devotee doesn't have this escape mentality. He doesn't want to escape things. A devotee wants to. For Arjuna, when he started, the situation did not change before hearing Bhagavad Gita and after hearing Bhagavad Gita. Did situation change for him? Nothing changed. But then what changed? His perspective. His perspective changed. So that is the transformation. It is a journey of Arjuna from being everything I control, everything I do, to Krishna, whatever it happens, it's your mercy. Let me be just a puppet in your hands. Become an instrument in your hands. So that is the journey. That is called the process of yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So when Mahabharata war ended, the entire Mahabharata ended. Both the sides of the parties, many people died. And Duryodhan his spine was broken by whom? Bhim. And he got defeated. Everything is done. Now look at the situation. Dronacharya's son, Ashwathama, he still in pursuance of pleasing his master. Who is his master? Duryodhan. If the CEO got down, what is the use of pleasing him? Right? He's done. But there will be some chamchagiri will be there. Still wants to, there are it seems like in Telangana, I don't want to talk all this crude, but I have to bring it up. Telangana, when the chief minister went down, still there were chamchagiri was there. All the police were still listening to him, it seems. And they kind of took care of other documents and whatever. It's all in the news. My dad and mom used to tell me all that. So, but we know what's happening, right? So this Ashwathama still wants to please his master Duryodhana and comes in the night, middle of the night. The whole war is done, Baba. It's all over. And thinking that there are 5 Pandavas are there, and he beheads all of them and takes all these heads and runs to Duryodhan. And then says, "Hey Duryodhan, now I have come to make you feel happy." And I said, what happened? Then he said, "I killed all of them." Hare Baba, so many 18 Akshohini's army, we could not kill them. You're saying that you're claiming that you killed. It's like, I did it, like that, right? In at workplace, we sometimes see that. Especially around performance review. I did it, all the things will come. Then show me those heads. And when they say, that foolish fellow, these are not Pandavas. Yeah, they are the sons of Pandavas, especially Arjuna's son. Draupadi's. Yeah, Draupadi's sons. Yeah. So, they are Upa Pandavas. And it actually, he says, he rejects what he has done. What kind of nonsensical thing you have done. And that too you have done in the middle of the night when they were sleeping. That's such a cowardly act for a Kshatriya. So, Duryodhana was displeased. And now let's actually put ourselves in the shoes of somebody who has always stood for dharma and completely exhausted with this whole episode of this war. The Ukraine and the war is going on, right? Yeah. Imagine once the ceasefire happens and everything comes to normalcy, how much relief they'll have, the citizens, right? Like that, this lady, Draupadi Devi, Srimati Draupadi, we should actually address her as Srimati Draupadi. So Srimati Draupadi Devi, look at her sons. Just when she is getting a little relief that, okay, finally it's all done, Dharma was on our side, and it is the victory of Dharma, right, the righteousness, and then this happens, all the 5 sons were beheaded, killed. Can anybody imagine putting yourself in the shoes of Draupadi? How much she had to go through? She burst out and cried. She's a mother, right? The motherly affection, we can't even dare to think like that. Yet, in spite of being on the side of the righteousness, yet in spite of having the Supreme Lord in the vicinity, Krishna was there in the vicinity. Anytime she can actually go talk to Krishna. Yet, this happened. Arjuna immediately jumped in, and then he basically pacified the wife by saying that, when I present you with the head of this Brahmana, after beheading him with the arrows of my Gandiva bow, I shall then wipe the tears from your eyes and pacify you. Then, after burning your sons' bodies, you can take your bath standing on his head. So he gave all, to pacify the... Sometimes we see that, right? Like when a small kid comes and suddenly they come see you and then run and then they suddenly fall down. Then as a parent, what would you do? You pick that small kid and then you will just hit the earth, right? Just to pacify. Like that, we do that, right? The earth gets any pain or what? Nothing, right? But it pacifies. So similarly, Arjuna, of course, it's equally painful for him as a father too. But yet, he pacified wife saying that I will behead that guy, bring his head and you take bath on his head. After burning the bodies of the sons. Yeah, like that he said. Very, Kshatriya style things that he said. So, saying that, obviously, he set out to chase Ashwathama. He went to chase and to kill him, to kill actually him. And now, look at the Ashwathama's reaction to this. He realized that Arjuna is coming now. This is like, throwing, let's say if you go to a zoo and, you throw a stone at a lion and then you suddenly run, right? Let's say, I'm just creating an hypothetical situation. Let's say there is a zoo, they open the door only for you and the lion is sleeping. During that time, you get a touch feel, like whatever. You're allowed to go inside. And that time, you take a stone and then throw it. Is that foolishness or is that? The whole war has happened. Everybody has seen the valor, the strength of Arjuna. And this guy is what? He is still again poking. So what happened? Arjuna started running after him. And as soon as he realized that Arjuna is after him, he started running. And then when his horses got tired, he realized that today he's going to die. Immediate reaction. This is called reactive. As soon as you slap somebody, immediately slap. No thinking that, nothing. If for example, father slaps a son, and if the son behaves ulta like that, is that a sinful thing? That's like a mad person. You got to employ some intelligence, Baba, some etiquette, some culture. Why the father or the teacher is slapping, we have to understand that. As soon as he realizes that he's going to die, look at what he does. He releases the most powerful weapon in the world, Brahmastra. That can actually burn away the entire Brahmanda, it seems. That much powerful that it is. It's actually not only inconvenience to one person. It is for the entire human race, for all the inhabitants of the earthly planet, it is a huge danger. Right? Many of you have seen this, this movie, Oppenheimer, right? When he invents the nuclear weapon, when it goes through, how much he feels in his heart that what he has done, what his invention led to, right? Like that. But this guy has no sense. He threw that on Arjuna, like that. So, very, very irresponsible. Very, very irresponsible, extremely reactive. No, when a situation comes, you got to respond with proper thinking. No, just react. This is the nature of Ashwathama. And extremely selfish. Bhaad mein jaye koi bhi. This Brahmastra, let it, create havoc. Let it create so much of noise and chaos to the entire human race. It doesn't matter. Let me save myself. This is the kind of a mentality of an extremely selfish person. not thinking even for a second, he threw the Brahmastra onto Arjuna. And huge, lightning, huge glare that you cannot even open your eyes. So much of lightning energy was produced out of it. And everybody got scared. All the inhabitants of the planet, actually. And Arjuna also got really confused what's happening. And he wanted to immediately do something counteractive, right? And he touched the waters, and chanted the mantras to nullify the nuclear weapon. And then what he did? Now see the reaction of Arjuna. When Ashwatthama was in danger, what did he do? Immediately reacted without even thinking through the nuclear weapon. When the same situation now comes to Arjuna also, right? He's also suddenly seeing a huge thing coming onto him, right? Now what's his reaction? He immediately, please repeat after me. Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara Tvam Eko Dahyamananam Apavargosis Samsrite. So he's saying, oh my Lord Shri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only. So he's saying, Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara. You instill the fearlessness. Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness in the heart of the devotees. Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktanam Abhayankara. It's a beautiful song, right? Bhajahure Mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Durlabhamanava Janama Satsange Tarahu Ye Bhava Sindhure Bhajahure Mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. When somebody takes the sharana, the shelter at the charana, the lotus feet of the Lord, one becomes fearless. One becomes fearless. This job has gone, this cancer has come, that person said this thing, nothing. That doesn't matter. When you have this strong, faith in the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, then one becomes fearless, right? So he's saying, my Lord, you actually instill the fearlessness in all of your devotees. Tvam eko dahyamananam apavargosi samsrute. Your devotees, apavarga is being used. Apavarga means, did we discuss about apavarga last time in this class? No, right? No, right? Pa varga in alphabets, pa means pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. So pa means parishrama. If my life is always about extremely working hard, 18 hours a day, 19 hours a day, and sleep only 4 hours, make money this way, that way, this source, that source, passive income, active income, that income, this income, all kinds of things. 18 hours I only sleeplessly work like a donkey. That is called parishrama. Then because I worked, what happens? Fa means phenila, means foam will come. Foam means what? At the end of the day, because I've extremely worked hard, because the foam comes, that means it is an expression of satisfying the senses. Especially these three things. They are in line. Tongue, belly and the genitals. So I want to satisfy. That is called fa. Then I satisfy. Then I create what? Bondage, bandha. This is my MacBook. This is my mic. This is my speaker. This is my camera. Everything is mine, mine, mine. This is my home, my Tesla, my stock, my business, my sari. Mataji, it's rarely coming from Mataji's, my sari. I don't dare to take those examples because afterwards, once I go home, it will come to my dhoti. So I don't even dare to venture into that realm. But if Matajis are giving that abhayam, then we can. Right? So like that. That is called bandha. Papa ba bha. Bha means bhaya. Fearfulness. Oh my goodness, I will lose my position. I will lose my job. I will lose my stock value. I will lose my car. I will lose my home. This thing. My Tesla will have a small scratch. That small scratch will, you will scratch. And you will scratch everybody else. Right? So then that leads to mrityu, end of the time. So if my life is only about papa, baba, ma, what is the use, Baba? That's okay if you have to. I'm not, again, don't misconstrue my statements thinking that I'm saying, okay, don't lead. Yeah, what you have to take care of in your daily life, you have to take care of. But inquire more. Add Krishna in your life. That is the reason why we come here together to remind each of us about Krishna. Right? So, papa, baba, ma, mrityu. Right? That is pavarga. Apavarga means one who is not going in this direction. One who is a devotee. Apavarga means not materialist life, spiritual life. Now, the activities may seem the same. The person is still running the project management. The person is still the whatever the agile manager, what is it called? Scrum master. The person is still the housewife. The person is still a chef. The person is still a chauffeur. The person is still a program manager. The person is still a CEO. The person is still a businessman. The person is still a student. Then what is the difference? Activities wise same. But the chef is cooking for Krishna. Another chef is cooking for making money. The person is running, CEO is running a business for Krishna. Another person is running for making simply money. The person is running home for Krishna. Person is cooking for Krishna. Person is writing exams, SAT exam for Krishna. Person is, going to India Bazaar for Krishna. Right? So that is called Bhakti Yoga. This is not an activity. If the activity was the thing was under consideration, then activity-wise Duryodhana and Arjuna did the same exact activities. Both of them threw arms on each other. Every day morning, 8 a.m. sharp, Arjuna and Duryodhana were ready with their arms and ammunition, all the button, all the programming, AI, generative AI. Hit, top, doom, doom. Right? Everything is going on. So activity-wise, it's the same thing. That is what is called Krishna consciousness. It's not Krishna activity. One should not mistake the external dress. This guy is a dhoti. This guy is this. Tilak, he's a devotee. This guy doesn't, he's just in normal dress. He's not a devotee. That should not be there. One should not even entertain that idea. Everybody, we do not know. That's their journey, Baba. Why? If there is something I have to judge, it is about me. I have to judge myself, not about others. My inefficiencies, my deficiencies, I want to see that in others. That is the tendency. That is the dangerous tendency. I think we'll do we want to cover a lot better. Huh? Can you write that down? Let me see if I have a pen and paper. Yeah? Okay. Can you write that down so that you don't, because I'll lose the context. So, see, I lost myself. Well, no, it's not your fault. Yeah, so same activity, but it is about Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So, Ashwathama versus Arjuna. This is the reaction. When Arjuna found that he was in danger, whose shelter he took? What to do? No. He touched the water. He gathered himself. He prayed to Krishna. He prayed to Krishna. This is to be the lesson to be learned. Finding our true north means what? This is it. Right? Taking shelter of Krishna in the form of holy names. When the reversal happens, we should train ourselves. Like, for example, first time when we were all driving the cars, especially never learn it from your spouse. So, the best critic for your driving skills is your spouse. Yeah? So, both ways. So that's why I always believe in a teacher, somebody else. External teacher is better. Right? So anyways, when you are driving the car, suddenly a small dog comes or a small baby comes on the road. What would you do immediately? You apply the brakes. Similarly, we have to train ourselves to apply the brake and think of Krishna. It should become our second nature. And when will that happen? Only when we chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That will happen only when we chant the holy names continuously and take shelter of Krishna. Right? So that is the difference between Ashwatthama consciousness and Arjuna's consciousness. Very, very important. Finding our true north, the guiding principle. One of the principles is taking shelter of Krishna. Right? So Arjuna prayers. Tvam adaya purusha sakshad Ishvara prakrite para mayam vyudasya chik chaktya kaivalye sthita atmani. You are the original personality of Godhead who expands himself all over the creations and is transcendental to this material energy. You have cast away the effects of the material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are the always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. Now, while this whole Brahmastra is coming, now he is taking time to plead. I think the other day, our Prabhuji, Hemant Prabhuji, he met with an accident, right? He was telling the other day. And then he was immediately thinking of Narasimhadev. That's what he was saying. So that's how we should train. And he's praying while a nuclear weapon is thrown at him. Can you imagine that situation? Can any one of us just see the beauty of Srimad Bhagavatam? Can anybody can we comprehend what's happening here? The nuclear weapon is coming on me and I am here, I am praying. Is this reactive or is it responsibly responding? Yeah. Thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are constantly wrapped in meditation upon you. Anudhyanaya cha sakrit, which means your devotees are always thinking of smarana, lila smaran. You actually come, my Lord, you don't have nothing to do with this world, yet you choose to come to this world because you want to give pleasure to your devotees. Devotees are there in spiritual world. Krishna is already enjoying there. But yet there are some more devotees here in this world too. He wants to take care of them. Only to claim all of us back to home, Krishna comes. That is of course in Bhagavad Gita it says, Yadha yadha hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata avyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamnyaham. Whenever there is a decline of religion, whenever there is a decline of religion, the dharmic principles, to protect my devotees and to annihilate the miscreants, I will come every millennium, Krishna says. But that is an external reason. The internal reason is to give pleasure to his devotees. Right? So, like that he was praying. Then Arjuna asks, so this is the beauty of this. After praising the Lord, offering his prayers to the Lord, then he is expressing his helplessness. I just don't understand, my Lord, what is happening. Huge light and glare and energy is coming on to me. I'm clueless. Arjuna is saying he is clueless. Then Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, it's nothing but it's actually Ashwathama. He does not know how to retract also. He threw see, this is the half knowledge. You just learned, Java or what, I'm just throwing some example. Half knowledge. And a hacker from China, somebody hacks your entire server and it goes down. You are an intern. You write in a public API that can be easily hacked. Yeah, how many of you have seen that happening? Happens with interns. One guy actually, I don't know, I'll have to say, but in our company, one guy actually copied somebody from other side of the company. I can't take the names. Copied every API to the extent that he retained. There was one API that actually had one of our sales leaders' name in it. He just put it for that. That comment also was copied. So now this company is after them for copyrights and all that. The legal notice and all. So अक्ल नहीं रहता, नकल करने वाले को अक्ल नहीं रहता. So this is the problem with these things. Anyway, so he employed Brahmastra, but he doesn't know how to retreat it, control it back. So half knowledge fellow. Only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. So Arjuna, now go ahead and do your version of Brahmastra so that it can counteract that. So Krishna gives that clue. So as soon as he gives that, hearing this from the personality of Godhead, Arjuna touched the waters of the purification, and after circumambulating Lord Shri Krishna. So he is doing all these things. He circumambulated Lord Shri Krishna. Then he casts his Brahmastra. So this is the responsibility. And actually it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam that to also save the humanity, not himself. This is what a contrast. Ashwathama to save humanity or to save himself. Here comes Arjuna is counteracting that after praying to Krishna to save the humanity also. Praja upadravam. Upadravam means danger, right? Disturbance. Prajopadravam alakshya lokavyak. I think I'll skip that because in the interest of time. So finally, he suppresses that Brahmastra and arrests Ashwathama. Right? At home, what promise he said? He said that I'll behead this fellow and then bring his head to you so that you can take bath. Right? Like that he said. But here he only arrested and then he came into dilemma. Yeah, वहाँ पे तो ठीक है, थोड़ा heat में बोल दिया है. Right? जोश में बोल दिया थोड़ा. But Ashwathama is a son of my guru, Brahmana. So this is the culture. Not just reactive. Reacting, like Mataji was saying, reactingly he will react. But the action they will sensibly take. Pandavas are very, very responsible. And even if there is somebody reacts, immaturely, the other four, Yudhishthira Maharaj is always there as a checkpoint. He will say, oh, no, stop, bhaiya. He will do that. And they respect the elderly brother. Even though they don't like his decisions, sometimes Bhima will very, very emphatically opposes his brother. But yet he listens. He does not. End of the day, whether he likes or not, he listens. That is the beauty of the devotees. A devotee, even they do not like certain situations, yet in the larger interest, they sometimes compromise and then yet make it become a facilitator in that project, whatever they are working on, right? Anyway, so Arjuna brings him, he does not kill him because he is a Brahmana's son, he is his guru's son, so he brings him in front of Draupadi Devi. But Krishna immediately to Arjuna says, hey, you should not show any mercy on this fellow. The Lord is telling him. He is a Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu means, this specific word is always used in Shastra. Brahmana is the highest intelligent class. But just because he is a Brahmana, if I am born into a Brahmana, I am not a Brahmana. If I do not again get those qualities. If I am just biologically a Brahmana, because I am born to a Brahmana father and mother, right? Doesn't mean, can a engineer's son will become engineer automatically? Oh, your father is engineer, no need to come to college, you are engineer. Anybody says that? Nobody, right? So similarly, one has to train themselves to become a Brahmana. One has to train themselves to become a mercantile class, Vaishya. One has to train themselves to become any of the Varnashrama system, right? So, Krishna says he's a Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu means a friend of Brahmana, means one who pretends to be a Brahmana but is not really by qualities. They are called Brahma Bandhus. They will have the thread, they will have everything, but they are all nonsensical. You will see him in the morning in the temple, in the evening you will see him next to the liquor shop. I have seen that many times. Pandita Putra Paramashintha, my dad is learned, Pandita Putra Paramashintha. Paramashintha means waste fellow. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So, you should not show. So, here now Krishna is putting him in a situation. No. And on top of it, you gave word at your wife too also. Right? He's a Brahma Bandhu and he is a aggressor. An aggressor should be killed. What did he said? Mattam, pramattam, unmattam, suptam balam, striyam, jadam, prapannam, viratham, bhitam, naripum, hanti, dharmavit. Dharmavit means one who knows the dharma. One who has, vit means knowledge. Dharmavit means one who has complete knowledge of dharma. Mattam, a careless person. Pramattam, intoxicated person. Unmattam, one who is insane. Suptam, one who is asleep. Balam means one who is a small infant. Striyam, who is a woman. Jadam, a foolish guy. Prapannam, a person who is surrendered. One who Viratham means one who has a possessor of the Ratha, but one who lost his Ratham. These are kind of people, one should not kill them. You should not kill a woman. You should not kill somebody who is surrendering. You should not kill a small boy. You should not kill somebody who is intoxicated. That guy will blabber anything just because, how can you say that, and then you cannot kill like that. So there are even, some rules are there. What did this Ashwathama did? Some small person who is sleeping. One should not kill a sleeping person. These are all nonsensical activities done by Ashwathama. Right? So, a Dharmavit will not do those. So, this fellow is a Brahma Bandhu. A cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others. Deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. Krishna is telling, he is a burden to the world. Kill him. You promised Draupadi also. You gave big dialogues, Bahubali dialogues you gave. So, remember that. Now you have to execute. He is an assassin. He dissatisfied his master. Kill him immediately. Like this, so many reasons Krishna gives to Arjuna. In spite of all of that, right? Although Krishna, who was examining Arjuna in religion, in dharma, in execution of dharma, encouraged Arjuna to kill the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him. Although Ashwathama was a heinous murderer of Arjuna's family members. So what he did, he handed over this decision making to Supreme Personality of Household, Draupadi Devi. Supreme Personality of a household for us is what? Who? Wife. Yeah. So he gave the decision making to wife. Now let us see the situation of Draupadi Devi. If we are all okay? Nobody is sleeping, right? Prasadam? So Draupadi Devi then saw Ashwathama. And he was bound like an animal. And she felt silent for some time. And then, because of her soft female nature, right, woman nature, and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him due respects as a Brahmana. She considered him as a Brahmana. What an amazing Udara Bhava of Srimati Draupadi Devi. Right? This is the Vedic culture. If somebody tells that women were empowerment of women, that idea does not exist. If that was the case, why would Arjuna give the chabi to Draupadi Devi? Now you make the decision, right? Their voice, women's voice was highly respected, was taken into consideration. Many times I've seen devotees saying, hey, I don't listen to, directly telling me, I don't listen to my wife. I've seen some devotees saying, I don't listen to my wife. It doesn't consider at all. That is not, and yet that person goes daringly and say Radhe Radhe in the temple. You're saying Radhe Radhe in the temple and you don't even respect your own woman at home. So Draupadi Devi, because of her soft-heartedness, she was seeing him as a Brahmana, and she could not tolerate Ashwatthama's being bound by ropes. And being a devoted lady, she said, release him, for he is a Brahmana, he is a son of a Brahmana, our spiritual master. The person who killed her own sons, she is saying, release him. She could not tolerate. So this is the thing. Krishna and Arjuna, they were going technically. Their point of view is technical, Shastric vision. Oh, in Shastra it is there like this, Prattam, Unmattam, Mattam, Gittam, all those things, reasons Krishna is giving. Technicalities. Checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, checkpoint 3, checkpoint 4, kill. That's it, process. Whereas she is saying, no. Draupadi is coming with the, being soft-natured woman, she is coming with, compassion, customary aspect, means one has to give respect to a Brahmana. They are the highest class in society, like that. So this is the beauty of the woman. There is nothing right or wrong. We should not think of these things in right and wrong. But there are pros and cons to each of these situations too. That's why we will see, many times women are very, very soft-natured. They trust very easily trust, right? And unfortunately, that has the pros and cons too. Sometimes charlatans, fake babas, all these people take advantage of that. Because the woman naturally feels respectful, and she says, oh, he's a Brahmana, he's a very learned person, so let me give something. Like that that's the reason why we see many of the women, they become easily, when they come to Krishna consciousness, they are very, very advanced, they go easily into it, because they trust easily. But if somebody takes advantage, unfortunately, then that is a very dangerous thing, because this is the reason why a boy and a girl in colleges, many times, especially in America, right? We see a lot of these, young ladies being deceived. He'll play around and he'll run away. He'll impregnate the kid, that small teenager. The problem is whose problem, right? So that is the problem, right? And as long as there are deceiving men, it is a danger for the woman. So one has to protect the woman from that standpoint. So, Dronacharya was our most reverential guru. The Dronacharya is certainly still existing, being represented by his son in the form of Ashwatthama. His wife Kripi did not undergo a sati with him because she had a son. Even the mother of Ashwatthama, Kripi, now she is putting herself in the shoes of Ashwatthama's mother. If we kill, what will happen to that lady? This is the Udara Bhava. Srila Prabhupada writes, this is a magnanimous heart of, of a woman, right? But at the same time, because sometimes if we lose, the consequences can be, sometimes it comes out of sentiment too for the woman, and that can lead to very, very dangerous situations. It's one thing that is the great magnanimous heart of Draupadi Devi, but yet the consequences was dangerous. If we leave him, what happened again later, you will see in Srimad Bhagavatam pages. After releasing him, he comes back again and releases another Brahmastra directly on the womb of a woman, Uttara, to kill Parikshit. So these kind of people should not be. So misplaced compassion is very dangerous. You understand? Misplaced compassion is very dangerous. And specifically because of the Saumya, the Namrata nature of the ladies, women, they sometimes trust and place their faith in a wrong person. So woman has to exercise more caution in this. So, my lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am aggrieved for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me. So she is saying, in spite of killing her own sons. If the kingly administrative order, being unrestricted in sense control, offends the Brahmana order and enrages them, then the fire of that rage burns up the whole body of the royal family and brings grief upon them. So they are Brahminical class. We should not, we should respect them. This is how the Kshatriya class is thinking those days. We should respect them. They are, moreover, Dronacharya is your guru. Because of him only we are able to actually learn so many things. So we should not kill Ashwathama, like this she is saying. After hearing all these things, Yudhishthira Maharaj agreed completely. Yes, you are right. He supported her stance. Nakula, Sahadeva, and also Satyaki, Arjuna, now the personality of God is Sri Krishna, and the other ladies who were there hearing to all this conversation, they are all unanimously agreed with the king. Krishna also agreed. Okay, now that makes sense. Now see the thing. There is one person who disagreed. Who is he? Bhima. He said, Bhima said, no. Very angrily he said, recommend this culprit who murdered sleeping children for no purpose and for neither his nor his master's interest also. We should kill this fellow. Bhima did not agree. Now see, in front of Krishna, devotees are disagreeing. Everybody is a devotee, then there is a fight also among devotees. So this is practical. Whether you are spiritual or not, fights will happen among devotees too. But devotees, in spite of their differences, they will act in the interest of Krishna. So that is a test. Just Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, and then do all kinds of nonsense and talk about somebody else in the back, all kinds of nonsense. What is the use? Hare Krishna, right? On one hand I am chanting, and the other hand I am just, doing all nonsensical back talk, village talk, Gramya Katha. In the good old days, happily they will eat and then come and sing. They have nothing to talk. क्या हो रहा है KTR से? KTR के साथ क्या हो रहा है? Jagan Reddy क्या कर रहा है? These things. This is called Gramya Katha. So this Gramya Katha won't help. It actually becomes a very destructive force in one's spiritual path. So, why did I get there? I don't know. I forgot. Bhima, yes. Arguments. Devotees also will have disagreements. Devotees will have disagreements. But we should protect ourselves and act in the interest of Krishna Seva. That takes the precedence. Another value, right? Finding our true north. We should come together in the interest of serving the Krishna. And then we have to take, and every time I compromise myself in my heart, Krishna, let it be. We are making huge progress. Huge. And every time I try to suppress the other devotee, that much of, we are going behind. We are decelerating. We are not accelerating towards Krishna. We are running away from Krishna. Now Krishna doesn't like to keep things easy, right? He puts another puzzle. Now the personality of God, Sri Krishna said, a friend of a Brahmana is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. All these rulings are in the scriptures and you should act accordingly, Mr. Arjuna. You have to fulfill your promise to your wife and you must also act in the satisfaction of Bhimasena and me. You have to satisfy everybody. Krishna is putting a puzzle. On one hand he said, he agreed with Yudhishthira and Draupadi, and now he is saying you should also satisfy Bhima and me also. So, and he is smiling, Krishna is smiling. Whenever Krishna smiles, that means an examination is going on. You have to take the paper and write. Paper aisa, aaj kaisa hai paper? Easy, eh? Checkmate. I heard that SAT exam became very tough last time. So it is like the SAT exam setting guy laughing. आज देखेंगे ये बच्चे लोग क्या करेंगे. Right? Like that. So Krishna is smiling. Then Arjuna understood. This is the beauty. You have to read between the lines too. Only a devotee understands the heart of the Lord. Right? If you really love a person, then you would understand that person's heart. If you love your mother, if you love your father, you understand their heart. If you love your spouse, you will understand their. Without even saying, you will know what they want. So Arjuna understood the heart of Krishna. So what is it? Just then Arjuna could understand the motive of the Lord by his equivocal orders. And thus with his sword, he took the knife and he severed both the hair and the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama. So for a Brahmana, this is like a huge symbol. The jewel in the head and the hair. Now if you cut his hair, पूरा तिरुपति के जैसा हो गया. तिरुपति में तो हम लोग wantedly we go and do it. It is a sign of saying that I'm offering my false ego at your feet. Here he is very pride, right? तो पूरा साफ कर दे दिया. Right? And he plucked it out. So for a Brahmana, it's greatest, insult is greater than death. He killed him that way, but at the same time he didn't kill him. A true devotee perfectly understands the equivocal vocal instructions of Krishna. He knew his heart and he did this. Right? So, finding our true north. With this thing, what are we trying to find? Reversals will happen for Pandavas too. After the entire episode is done, yet they had to face this huge reversal in their life. All the 5 sons were killed. Anybody would like to trade their position to Pandava's position? Nobody would dare to. Right? This is what happened to them in spite of being completely right always time. So for us, in our life, the lesson to be learned is reversals will happen in our lives too. We lose jobs, businesses will go down, cancers will happen. Not that we are asking for it, but it may happen. Accidents will happen. But Krishna consciousness should be there. That faith has to be there. How Arjuna turned himself immediately? When he was in danger, whom did he turn to? When Ashwatthama is in danger, whom did he turn to? His own abilities. That is the true value. Finding the true north means what? The value and reversals. In the most difficult situations, we need to keep our direction. Of direction towards the Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah? Nature of this world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Purpose of satsang is to prepare our consciousness for worse scenarios. These are the values. We are coming here to discuss these things so that we are preparing ourselves. So when that happens, we take the shelter of A, Krishna. We take the shelter of B, the devotees. We are all there for each other. We should be there for each other, to help each other. Krishna consciousness is not for the people with escape mentality. We don't want to run away from the situation. Situation will be there. Arjuna wanted to run away from battlefield. But Krishna said, no, be in the battlefield. You don't do it for yourself now. You do it for me. Mam anusmarana yudhyacha. You do this yuddha for me, thinking of me. So every arrow that Arjuna is throwing is same as a pujari offering a flower at the lotus feet of the Lord. There is no difference. Whether you offer a flower at the feet of the Lord or Arjuna is throwing an arrow, it is same. It is an offering of bhakti. It's an offering of love, loving expression. His loving expression is to throw arms, arrows, all those things. Somebody's loving expression is to offer the flowers. Somebody's loving expression is to cook for the kids. Somebody's loving experience in expression is to teach kids. Like Prabhuji, for example, he teaches, right? I went blank, Prabhuji, your name. Yeah, Sharat Prabhuji, yeah. He teaches on Sundays, Saturdays, that is his loving expression. When you do that for Krishna, that's it. You're doing bhakti. You're running a project management, you're doing bhakti when you do it for Krishna. When you're studying, you're doing for Krishna. When I am battling my medical situation for Krishna, that is bhakti. When I'm trying to find job so that I can do better bhakti, that thing is Krishna. So now if I'm preparing for job, if there is an interview coming, a Krishna devotee should be number one. I'll prepare very nicely as an offering to Krishna. So bhakti is very dynamic. It's not just agarbatti leke Ambika agarbatti. In Telugu there is an advertisement comes. They say the bhaktuniki bhagavantudiki anusandhanam. The only thing that is connects between the devotee and the Lord is this agarbatti. So you have to buy only the agarbatti. So in Bhakti channel also there is commercial break. So we should not think that is bhakti. That is not the bhakti. Bhakti means purely unmotivatedly our expression of love. And that can be done among our family members too. The same love we have for Krishna, for our family members, when we replace that and do the same thing as my seva to Krishna, then we are purifying our relationships too. The same bandha will become your agency of mukti, liberation. Same thing will become mukti. The same wife, the same home, the same car, the same house, the same MacBook, the same computer, everything can be employed in service of Krishna. So that is our finding. Our true north means what? That is what it is, right? Otherwise, and Arjuna is a perfect devotee. He submits himself to Krishna and understands his heart and acts, right? We can actually emulate and get inspiration from Arjuna. Otherwise, Atsvathama, worst class example. See, Bhagavatam is drawing these two contrasts so that we understand. There are 4 levels of intelligence. First level of intelligence is as soon as you tell, Arey Baba, if you do this, you'll go to jail, Ra. Don't do this. As soon as he hears, really? And he will employ. He will immediately act. He will not do those things. That person is level 1. As soon as Shruti, as soon as somebody hears an instruction, he takes it up and understands the gravity of the situation, and then he, for example, Hare, please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This life, anytime it can go. And then somebody hears it for the first time, immediately acts on it. Hare Krishna, seriously. He chants. Whether it's 1 round, 2 rounds, 16 rounds, whatever, they chant. That person is first class intelligence. The second class is, they will hear, but then they need an example. They have to see somebody. Arey, if you do this, you'll go to jail. Aisa kya? Then he will see somebody, person A, stealing something, and then he will go to the jail. Okay, person A went to the jail. Then only he will understand. Then he will say, okay, from now onwards I will not do. So that is second level of intelligence. You understand? First level is as soon as he heard, no, I will not steal. Second guy, I need an example. That is the second level. The third level is there. He will hear, theek hai, kaun dekhega. Then he will see other guy doing it also. And he will go to the jail. Gaya kya? Theek hai. But he will also do still. After doing it, one day he will get caught. Then he will say, yeah, you're right. I should have heard. So that is not a great intelligence. That is third level intelligence. But at least he is willing to change his behavior. Right? He is willing to transform. So that is again not a great first class, not second class, third class intelligence. The fourth class intelligence, worst fellow. He will hear. He will see others' examples. He will do. He will get caught. He will go through the punishment. Yet he will again do it. Repeat. Rinse, repeat. They say. That is the worst class Ashwatthama. And while we appreciate the magnanimity of Draupadi Devi, the consequence of that is he was still left. And what happens? He did all these things. He went through. He was almost about to die. this fellow again comes back with another Brahmastra directly directed towards a motherly person, Uttama's womb. Uttara, what did I say? Uttama, right? Yeah, sorry, Uttara's womb. Right? So, this is fourth class intelligence. So, we should not do this. These are all the values that we can learn from this. This is the essence. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, any corrections, any additions, please feel free to do so. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, go ahead, beta. Yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, all these people that are in the Mahabharatam and the other epics, like, I feel like they're like different characteristics of the human nature that are just exemplified and like put as a hyperbole, like to the extreme form, so that even like anyone can understand, oh, this is how this feature reacts, or this is how this person with this quality reacts. So that that exaggerated nature, like we can understand, like anyone can understand. But I just like I just like felt that even when we were like talking about all these other like bad guys and whatnot, like in reality those features are within us, and like those struggles that even the good people are facing, they're also within us. And like that fourth level guy you described, right? Ashwatthama, like that fourth level you described, I realized that in myself in many things. Like we were all laughing when you said that because it was funny like in the moment, but in reality we are all that, right? And I was like very I felt really good about it, and I felt that it was a good observation. Haribol.
Both Rama and Ravana inclinations are there in our heart. What you're saying, one has to recognize that and then,
Prabhuji, there's one thing I just wanted to add to what you said, and then I also have a question. So when you mentioned that, okay, it just died, okay. So when you said that, in Shastras, when you say, we talk about intelligence of women and all that, right? And we talk about women liberation in modern context, and we try to apply it to Sanatana Dharma. So there are other examples, like there was this debate between Shankaracharya and Mandan Mishra. So that debate is very popular in the in Indian history, and the judge of that debate was Mandan Mishra's wife. So she was supposed to decide like who is the winner. So that's the exalted position given to women in our culture. So I just wanted to add that. And second, I had this question. So Kshatriya, by their nature, if they are challenged, they are supposed to go and fight. So it's also applied to when it's Drut Krida, right? When they are playing, gambling. But Pandavas were also devotees. And a devotee is supposed to stay away from like gambling and meat eating. So I'm just focusing on the gambling aspect of it. So how do you see that in contrast to the fact that they are devotee and yet they're gambling, and plus they are Kshatriya and they're supposed to gamble?
This is where the practical aspect comes into the picture. So this is again, Krishna is using his choicest devotees to show us an example that, hey, even if you go take up this path of gambling and all, what can be the consequences? The consequences are very dangerous, right? So he's using his choicest devotees to so many times we try to find the ideal utopian character in the Pandavas, purely from their decision making and from their external activity standpoint. But what we need to also understand is Shastra is also giving them as an example, because Krishna has to use his most confidential devotees to show that, right? They are willing to be the greatest. One of the Mahajans is Bhishma Dev, right? Bhishma Dev is the greatest devotee of the Lord. But what is he doing? He is going on the wrong side. right? So he has to, while he is the greatest devotee, while we appreciate and actually honor and revere Bhishma Dev for his internal heart of being a confidential devotee of the Lord, yet for his external activities of the decision making and thinking that I am eating the salt of Duryodhan, hence I have to be on that side. He is also externally willing to face those consequences. Let the whole world mistake Bhishma Dev, but in his heart, he is a most confidential devotee of the Lord. So this is how the Pandavas, while externally, when we purely look at it, their actions from the mundane aspect of I'm not getting the right word. Morality. If you put the lens of morality wise, he's doing this, and for example, when Draupadi Devi was lost in the gamble, she puts puts a question: did he lose yourself first and then put me on the bet, or did you lost me and then like that? She asks a question. So these dharma sankatas are all there. They made mistakes too, but those mistakes they were willing to do to be documented in the form of itihasas, so that we learn those lessons from their activities. But in their heart, they are the most confidential devotees of the Lord. One should not mistake their external activities through the lens of morality as that they're not that great devotees. They are actually indeed greatest devotees. Yes, Praveen? Yeah, and one more thing before I forget, Mohananand Prabhuji is also planning to go into the details of Mahabharata in future. So when we get to that, we can actually pose for questions.
So, Prabhuji, I was reading one of the books, and even Prabhupada, when he acquired the Juhu property, he did mention that, a devotee needs to be smart, right? So the same thing applies. I think, this is just my thought, and this could be wrong, so I'd like to hear your views. So Shastras may say something, right? But that could be written for a period of time, or when people used to be good and followed very sattva kind of culture. And in Kali Yuga, same principles may not apply. Like just gambling may not apply in Kali Yuga, right? If someone is gambling with you, obviously there's a ulterior motive there, right? I mean, it may not be a fair motive. So I think the context kind of changes. Sometimes you have to, when you read Shastras also, you have to apply, what is it today. So.
I heard from one of the lectures that it's a deep meaning of Mahabharata. So Mahabharata is showing the actual life of our people in this world. In this material world is not perfect world. It's always everybody has fault. So Yudhishthira is such a great man. He has learned all the wisdom. He has all the wisdom, all righteousness, everything. But he has that one thing which was bad in him. That was the addiction towards the gambling. And he had that. So Vyasa, when he wrote the Mahabharata, he wanted to show that in this world nobody is perfect. Everybody has one fault in me. And that's what he wanted to depict through this Yudhishthira's example of having this addiction of gambling. And also, of course, the consequences of gambling are what, right? They lost entire kingdom, prestige, everything. So that is another story. Another thing I wanted to share is you have to understand the nature of, understand the surroundings of the Pandavas. Why Pandavas are so righteous? Why they are so pious? And why they have so much wisdom? Because you see the childhood of all the Pandavas, they have been, so they born and brought up in the, not kingdom, they born and brought up in the forest, and they were always surrounded by the good teachers and sadhus and gurus and everybody. When their father was alive, Pandu was alive. After death of Pandava, Kunti brings them to Hastinapur, and then they started living in the. So they have all the knowledge they gathered during their childhood itself,
and that's why they are so pious. And then they go to exile for 12 years. And during the 12 years also, Yudhishthira was so pious, he was so inclined towards dharma that he always wanted to learn more and more and more. So whenever the people visits them, right, the lot of rishis and lot of like Markanda Rishi, Kanva Rishi, so many rishis visited them during their 12 years of exile. That time he used to always sit with them and ask for dharma. What is dharma? He knew everything. He was so knowledgeable. He was so knowledgeable that he knew everything. But still he was so inquisitive that he used to ask them, tell me more. And that's how, and all other Pandavas also used to gather around him and listen from them. So that's why they were so pious, and they always so conscious about any action they will take. They will not react. They will always consciously think and then respond to that. And that's how the surrounding was matters for anybody. On the other hand, if you see Ashwasthama, who was surrounded? Who was surrounding him? All the time he was with Kauravas, right? He was always with Yudhishthira, Duryodhana, and on top of that, Uncle Shakuni. So nobody was there to him guide properly. And that is very important for us to know, that satsang is so important. Association is so important if you want to grow in spiritual life. So this is the only point I wanted to share. That's very profound point, that we should always learn from Mahabharata. Mahabharata is very, very good. Of course, other scriptures are very good, but Mahabharata goes at the lowest level of the humanity, lowest level of the people, that everybody can understand from the characteristics. That girl very rightly pointed out that Mahabharata, every character you can learn from something. Even from Bhishma's also you can learn. You can take lot of oath, lot of say, okay, I will always stick to my dharma. But at the cost of what? At the cost of humanity, you are sticking to your own dharma, which is not correct. Right? So he is depicting that character also through his activities throughout the Mahabharata. So thank you. I just wanted to share that.
Mahabharata is actually, like Vyasdev himself says that it is written for the Kali Yuga people, most less intelligent people. So Mahabharata actually will depict, like Prabhuji said, our lives. So there will be deficiency in some of the characters that you would see, but yet internally they are all serving Krishna. That we should understand. Second thing, Prabhuji said association. These are also again the true north, the values. These are all we can add, right? Association matters the most. And third thing you said, Prabhuji? That's all, right? Main. Correct, yeah. Bigger point of view. Wonderful.
One thing I got from
that.
is Bharata is Panchama Veda.
Panchama Veda is Bharata, correct. Bharata. Correct. Yeah, last time we discussed. Yeah.
Not related to this, but I have a different question if I may ask.
Yeah, please.
So from the childhood, you have been told that there are only three forms of God, especially in Hindu. One the creator, one the protector, one the destroyer. So when I was introduced to this Krishna consciousness by my beloved wife, when I heard the first term called demigod, it was unfathomable for me, right? So that's when it started, I learned this interest of asking questions, and I'm still discovering few things. My first question is, Krishna is one of the avatar of Vishnu, right? So we have Dashavatam, right? Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Rama, Parasurama, Balarama, Krishna, Kalki, right? Out of that, first question is, why Prabhupada chose only Krishna to, Hare Krishna mantra? And that was my first question. Second, does Srimad Bhagavatam talks about other avataram also? So please forgive my ignorance, but I just sort of ask you this.
Yes. A very important question that actually requires a huge session by itself. Yeah, who is God? There is a session. We have a course actually. We can repeat that course next time maybe. That course actually addressed, but long story short, I'll tell Prabhuji, even it's actually not just Dashavatara. It is actually 22 minimum avatars are there. And again, the avatara science itself is a huge science by itself. There is Guna avataras, there are Shakti Avesh avataras, then there are Leela avataras, there are Purusha avataras, right? This Dashavatara is only one classification. So this Dashavatara Stotra also was written by whom? By Jayadev Goswami. But if you see in every sentence, also there is Krishna directly. Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa, like that, for example. Keshavadhrita. Keshavadhrita means what? One who has killed the Keshi demon is Krishna only. The same Krishna came as Narahari. The same Krishna has come as Vamana. The same Krishna, he also is saying Krishna is the root. You see what I'm saying? That's one thing. And second thing is, like, in our South India, we generally tend to think in terms of, dualities in this world. This is right and that is right. But in the case of absolute truth, Satyam Param Satyam is a different category. So first of all, let's also address your demigod word. So English is the worst, yeah, it's a correct. Actually, some people do not agree to the word demigod because it came from the, some people say it came from the Catholic ideas. So demigod is a misnomer in one sense. But for a lack of a word, to express the idea of Anya Devatas, concept of Devatas is there, the concept of Bhagavan is there. So to distinguish that, Srila Prabhupada had to use that word. There's nothing wrong. The closest, for example, religion word comes from the root word reglio. But and the closest religion does not mean it can be faith, it can be anything in English, but it is not dharma. So, but since there is no equivalent word, they are using religion for dharma, like that. So demigod is a, if you think, I don't want to use that word, actually feel free to not to use that word. There is nothing wrong. It's just a nomenclature. Now, the concept of Devatas and Bhagavan are two different things. Devatas are the empowered, sort of like, empowered personalities who are running the different departments of material existence. HODs, head of the departments. For irrigation, you have Varuna. For agriculture, you have like that, for Chandra, like that. So different departments, they are different heads. Now, absolute truth means that which encompasses everything. Okay, and that absolute truth. So even in Bhagavatam also, actually first canto, 7th, 8th chapter, 3rd chapter or something, if you read, Krishna, Vyasadeva gives all the avatars, all the 22. It's not just 10. Everything he says. And as a part of that listing, he will also list Krishna and Balarama also. So he'll do all those things. Finally, he'll make one sentence now. Ete chamsa kalah pumsa. Means, aforesaid, all the avatars are either the expansions or the expansions of the plenary portions of the expansions. Means, amshas. Ete chamsa kalah pumsaha. And then he makes a final statement. Krishnastu, but Krishna, tu means but, B-U-T but. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He exclusively makes that statement. And when that's one thing. So what he says is, yes, as an incarnation, Krishna comes. Now, Krishna comes in this world as an avatar of Vishnu. That is also correct. There is nothing wrong in it. That is absolutely correct. Now, which Vishnu? Then the question comes. Then there are three types of Vishnus are there. There is Kshirodakasai Vishnu. Then there is Karanodakasai Vishnu. Then there is called Garbhodakasai Vishnu. So there is a huge science behind it. So every time a avatar has to come into this world, has to come from the Garbhodakasai Vishnu or something, one of them, Karanodakasai Vishnu. I lost the technical aspects, but I'll get those details for you. We can discuss one day. So Krishna has to honor the semantics of this world. So he will do that. But at the same time, he also bends the rules sometimes. Like, you're bending with one thumb, who can lift a mountain, right? So it is like this. A police, you're driving 75 miles per hour, right? And let's say there is a 15 miles, speed limit is there. Now you slow down to 15 miles, you are driving. And suddenly you just zoom, there is a car going at 75 in 15 miles, and that is a police car. How can he go like that? Rule is rule, you may say. But just to bend it, because he is doing for a higher purpose, sometimes he bends the rules also. But generally, he respects the rules of this world too. So when he creates an entry into this world, he comes as Vishnu only. But he is not born like, with when a baby is born, with the mucus and blood they'll take out. He is not born. He is Kavacha Kundalas, beautiful eyes and all that he is born. So just to prove that he is not, what is that, what is the shloka in Bhagavad Gita? Manushya, no, not that one. There is, I forgot. Avajananti mam mudha manusim tanum ashritam. Param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Krishna is boldly declaring, I am the supreme controller of all the living entities. Aham Beeja pratapita, I am the seed giving father, he is saying. Manusim tanum ashritam, people, avajananti mam mudha, foolish people do not understand my true nature. Avajananti means they don't understand. Mudha is also, so Krishna is also making a discrimination of who is foolish and who is not foolish. And he's saying, Avajananti mam mudha, manusim tanum ashritam. They think that I am just also a normal human being. I took the form of a manusi means this human form. Tanum ashritam. Param bhavam ajananto, my supreme transcendental nature is not being known to them. Param bhavam ajananto, what is it? Manusim tanum ashritam, param bhavam ajananto, mama bhuta maheshwaram. I am the supreme. He is saying, I am the supreme boss. He is declaring like this, like in Tamil movies, Rajinikanth says, right? I am the boss, like that. So like that he is saying. So there is a deeper science behind that, but we can get into that one day. We can actually think about the Purusha, how the Purusha avatars come, and how each one expands, and how all the avatars come. That is there in first canto. If I am not mistaken, first canto or second canto? Third canto. When we get there, we will. But we are going through the sequence only now. Yeah. Thank you. It's a partial answer, but you want to add?
Just Gaur Hari Prabhu, he came and he shared that time very simple way, because you asked the same question I had. First of all about demigod, also about the other also. He said we have a multiple in the childhood. It was explained like, oh, everything is same, like everything is same, sab same Bhagwan hai sab. But it is not. He explained about, in the Shastra also it's explained about who is Devata, who is Vasu, who is Mahajan, who is Devata, then who is a Bhagwan and who is a Parameshwar, he explained. So this is a material, right? Material, to survive, to protect, to feed that, you need material. Only bhakti cannot survive this, right? Spiritually it will survive. But for this, as this is material, we need material. So to get that material, there are authorities are being provided, which are all devatas. If we need money, dhana, whom we worship, Lakshmi Mata. So in front of Lakshmi Mata, we can go and we can ask to do Arishta Nivaran Shakti Mata, to Buddhi Saraswati Mata, for Bala Hanumanji. So for energies Varuna Dev, everything. So he explained, and this is for thousands of years. In our puja paddhati also it is explained, but we don't pay attention. He said, Ganesha, we call him as a Prathama Pujit. So the simple question, if Ganesha is a Prathama Pujit, if he is the beginning, there has to be someone Anta Pujit, right? And destination. What is the destination? So in whatever puja we do, first we do Avadana, Gananatam, Ganapati Gumama, with that. After that we Gange Chemune Cheva, because all Nadis are the representation of Lakshmi Mata, prosperity. After that we call all the Navagrahas, Brahma, Murari, Tripurantakari, everything, we do that. Then we also call Indra Devata, Bhimnava, Vayu Devata, all energies we call. Then Karpura, Gavaram, Karanavatam, everything we do. Then actually it starts, right? Om Keshwaya Namaha, Om Madhvaya Namaha, Om Govindaya Namaha, Madhusudana, everything. After that also we say last, Kaya Navacha, existence, Kaya Navacha, Manasendriya, Buddhyatmana, Prakriti Subhava, Karomi Yadyat Sakalam Parasme Naranati Samarapaya. There also it is not over, he said. Last we say Achyutam, Keshvam, Ramna, Arayanam, Krishna Damodaram, Vasudevam, Sridharam, Madhavam, Gopika Vallabham, Janaki Nayakam, Ramachandra. Now last it says, after that Arti and everything gets over. We say Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So our puja started from Ganesha, but ended at Krishna. That's the reason he said, in front of all Ganesha, Mudgal, he did tapasya, he asked from Ganesha, right? Mudgal Rishi. Many other rishis they called. Even for Brahmadev, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravan, Kumbhakarna, everyone asked after doing the tapasya, right? To Brahmadev. Shivji also, you will see Mahishasur, all these asuras, Tripurasur, they asked for something, right? After doing tapasya. And Shivji gave them boon. But he said only one tattva is there where asking is a sin. Where you ask someone in that tattva, it's a sin. And you are fool to ask. That is a Vishnu tattva, where Krishna, in that tattva, actually, if he has more mercy on you, you will be completely destroyed. You will have no other ashraya, he said. No other ashraya. Only one. If Krishna has most mercy on someone, he takes everything from him. He steals everything. And after that, Shiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva. Yeah, Jiva Tattva, Shiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva. So that's how Krishna's. Huh? The Shakti Tattva is also there. Yeah. Sorry. So Hari Bol. So just wanted to share that, Hari Bol.
So don't get scared. Prabhuji made a huge statement that everything will be taken away. Don't worry. Yeah, for example, everything was also given for Dhruv Maharaj. He's got the entire planetary system, right? So both are there. Bali Maharaj also. But important thing to know is, even though they started on the journey of asking for something, but when they had the darshan of the Lord, they didn't ask. Versus when you see the other, tattvas, they ask. So this is how it elevates slowly. Srimad Bhagavatam is, that's why it's called Amalam, Puranam Amalam. Bhagavatam is like next level. There you will see the most unconditional, I'm done. Supreme Personality of Household is huge. So we'll stop here. Thank you so much once again. Next week, there will not be a program. There won't be any satsang. In the week after that is, I think, His Grace Jigal Kishore Prabhuji is coming. I think, I don't know the details. But we will all attend those programs. Next week also there is programs of His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji is coming from India. Okay. So next week Prabhuji is coming, and please kindly take advantage of his programs. I may not be able to join. Yeah, Lord Ramchandra's pastimes is going to speak through. So please kindly attend that. I will not be able to join because I think my parents are leaving next week to India. So I will not be attending. But yes, it is a very important program. Please kindly, if you can, attend all the programs. We'll put that. Yeah, link will be there in our thing, right? Will also be there. Yeah. If you can't attend in physically, there will be, I think, virtual link also. Yeah. Yeah.
Asking me where I should, start the Bhakti Vriksha going, and I was glorifying about, the Kirtan and mesmerizing, the discourse what you gave. And he said, I love Kirtan. That day also he heard in your house. So
That's
three times.
Hari Bol. Yes, 3 times Hari Bol to Anil Prabhuji. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So we'll stop here. Yeah. Yeah.